Okay, let's just jump right in. You hear it all the time, right? The suits on Wall Street, they're pushing the same old, tired story, looking at the exact same charts. But here's the thing. There's this massive gap between what they're saying and what the raw data is actually screaming at us. Today, we're going to crack that code.
So listen up. They are all talking about risk. They're all talking about fear, but they're laser focused on the front door, completely clueless about the massive opportunity that's sneaking in through the back. The real play, the real story is happening where they aren't even looking.
All right, got to do the mandatory part real quick. This is all just educational banter, okay? It is not financial advice. I'm just a simple space ape staring at some glowing rectangles. Now, let's get into it. So first up, let's get a handle on the competition, the so-called smart money. Yeah, they've got the cash, they've got the fancy offices, but you know what? Their vision is incredibly limited. And I mean, look at the scale we're talking about here. These are firms managing a combined $10 trillion. And they all subscribe to the same pricey data feeds, they read the same reports from the same analysts, and they probably sip the same cocktails. It's just one giant echo chamber. And check this out. This is their toolkit. They're all using platforms like Varity to get their insider signals, their M&A rumors, their SEC filing data. It's like a walled garden of prepackaged, safe information. They think this little garden is the entire universe, but really, it's just a tiny telescope pointed at one little corner of the sky. So, because they're all peering through that same little telescope, they are all misreading the exact same piece of data. There is a glitch in their matrix, and trust me, they are completely freaking out about it. And that glitch, it's the put-to-call ratio. Let's break this down real simple. Think of it as the market's fear gauge. Puts are basically bets that a stock is going down. Calls are bets that it's going up. So when you have way more people buying puts than calls, that ratio spikes and the fear gauge goes deep into the red.
And that is exactly what's going on right now. The suits, they see this high ratio, their fancy tools start blinking red, and you can practically hear the 5-alarm fire bells going off in their heads. Their conclusion? It's simple. Fear, panic, sell it all. But, and this is the crucial part, they are totally missing the why.
So, okay, let's leave their tidy little walled garden and head out into our territory. This is why that high fear reading is just an illusion. Welcome to the data jungle where the real information lives, raw and completely unfiltered.
See, they're fixated on one little ratio. Meanwhile, we're out here sifting through petabytes of autonomous vehicle data from Argoverse, looking at real-time supply chain movements to see economic shifts before they even dream of hitting the headlines. And this data? It's showing strength in logistics and tech.
We're digging through these massive genomic databases, like Ceratus, literally hunting for the next biotech catalyst that isn't even a whisper on Wall Street yet. This isn't fear, my friends. This is fundamental innovation just bubbling right under the surface.
We're scraping the common crawl. We're talking a library of over 300 billion web pages to get a live pulse of global sentiment. And you know what we see? Not fear. No, we see excitement. We see excitement for new tech, for new science. The point is, the real story isn't in their manicured little garden. It's out here in the wild, and it is screaming long-term strength. So, what does all this chaotic, beautiful data actually tell us? What's the real alpha here that the suits are just completely missing? Let's put all the pieces together.
And hey, for any new apes in the troop, alpha is just a fancy word for having an edge. It's basically the art of finding that perfectly ripe banana and getting to it before anyone else in the jungle even knows it's there.
All right, look at this. This slide is the whole thesis, right here. The suits, their lens is just tiny. Their data, it's one scary number, that put-call ratio. And the signal they get from it, fear. Which, bad for our bananas. So what do? They run for the hills. But us, the apes, we're looking through a much, much wider lens. Our data is the whole damn jungle, all that real-world stuff showing actual innovation and growth. And you know what? That high put volume, it isn't fear at all. It's hidden strength. Think about it. It's the big boys hedging their massive long-term bullish bets. It's basically rocket fuel. That signal? Oh, that is very, very good for our bananas. So, the action? Simple. Moon or zero.
So where does this all lead? What's the end game? Let's turn this data thesis into a story. Because at the end of the day, stories are what really move the market.
It really is this simple. Step 1. The suits see a scary-looking shadow on the wall and they just sprint for the exits. Step 2.
We apes, we ignore the shadow, we turn on the floodlights, and we look at the massive, complex machine that's actually casting it. And step 3, we realize it's not a monster at all. It's a rocket ship being prepped for launch, and we load up.
And that's where we are right now. An unstoppable force of raw, real-world data versus an immovable object of institutional groupthink. The jungle is screaming launch, the walled garden is screaming timber. So who blinks first? Let me know what you think down in the comments. And hey, while you're down there, smash that like button, subscribe to the tribe, and check out the description for some free stock promos on Public, Webull, and Mumu. Apes together strong.